Okay, I'm back on the iPod Touch. I'm going to show you how I make this little video with my iPod Touch, turn it into a little framed slide that I make in graphics and embed it to look like I'm on the iPod Touch, which I am. So I'm going to press the little remote button on the new iOS 5 like I've showed you and take off and show you exactly how. Now some of you aren't going to catch it because it's kind of fast and I miss a lot of its steps, but most of you will. And if you have questions, you can wait for the next one. It'll be more polished and more complete. Thanks. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to start here by taking a picture. Now, obviously, you can't take a picture with your iPod, so I used my Kodak ZI-8, and I just snapped a picture of the iPod as I held it in my hand. And what I'm going to do is start from here. So I import the picture into my editing program. I use GIMP, which I love and I'm crazy about, but if you don't understand GIMP, you probably use some other editor. You might even not have one on your computer. In that case, you can go online to Pixlr, and I'll put a link here so you can find the editor. You want to start with taking the picture down to the size to match your video frame. I'm going to scale this image to 1280 by 720, which is the size of my rendered video. Whatever your video size is the size you want to have your slide. Now I'm going to make that bigger so we can see it. And what I'm going to do is create a transparent background. And here I'm going to add a transparent alpha channel. Bang, that's done. You don't see it, but you will now because I'm going to grab the eraser tool and I'm going to start erasing what's here. Now you'll see that background is starting to show through. That's transparent. So we're just going to erase all that. I'm going to hold this while I do that. It won't make you watch, but I will show you one little trick I use, and that's to erase in a straight line using the shift key. And it's kind of like mowing grass. You just work your way around the yard, mowing one strip at a time. And in a second, we'll be done with that. Hold on. Okay, so here I have erased the screen. I've just taken the erasing tool and erased the graphic image that's there. Now this image is a little too bright for my taste. I don't want it to overpower my video. So I'm going to make it less offensive. And to do that, I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to create a layer, and we'll call it black. And I'm going to take that layer, and I'm going to paint it black. I think that's a Rolling Stones song. So, bang, there it is. It's black. I'm going to drag it down behind so that the layer sits behind the top layer. And now I have a black layer. Now I'm going to run the opacity, and here I can show you where the layers are. You see how I've moved the layers around, and you can do this in Pixlr and almost any graphic program. Like I said, this is GIMP. And then I'm going to just start using the opacity to take the top layer down, and see how that kind of goes away. It makes it very subtle, although it's still there. It's just not so aggressive. So that's all I need to do with that. And then I'm going to go back to the black layer, the background layer, and I'm going to go with the eraser tool again and erase that layer back down to the bottom. So hold on while I get that done. Okay, so now I've erased the background on the black layer and the background layer. Remember that I've taken two layers here. The original layer, the original picture, I just changed the opacity, put a black background under it, and that's how I made it look that way. Now, there are probably 100 better ways to do it than this, but this is the way that I do it. It works for me. Now I take this video and I'm going to lay it into my editor, or I take this video slide in the video editor and put the video behind it. I'll show you how that works. Okay, I've made my slide and I've saved it as a PNG file. You must save it as a PNG because you need a transparent portion. This little window in this slide has got to be transparent, And we can only do that in a PNG file. It won't work as a JPEG. So I'm going to put this up on the video editor. This is Sony Vegas Movie Studio, and I'm going to put my video right under it. I'm going to match the length of the slide to the video. Now in your video editor, since I made this up and down in my iPod Touch, I'm going to have to move this video around, and that's easy to do in your videos. You can see the video turning down here. I'm going to turn this video around, and then I'm going to make it pretty. I'll make it fit into the frame, and that's really not that difficult to do. Depending on your editor, you can move the pictures left, right, in any direction you like, and you get it to where it's fairly reasonable looking. And there you go, you can try it out. Now this editor has
Hey, it's Randy Barnes, the Easy Video Guy. I've got a great tip to share with you, and I couldn't wait, so I'm doing it here.
so that's how I made the frame. Make a PNG file, erase the area you want the video in, put it on top of your video, move your video in to fit the frame, and then render it. You're good to go. That's how I make framed, easy videos. Hope that helps. Thanks.